Fuck it, we're covering it. I don't give a shit. Shut up. All right. I have some crazy news for you guys, and a lot of you are going to be really mad because you probably didn't know this happened. But your boy Xanderhall talked to Kalvin Gara and had a brief debate. It's right here. You can go watch it whenever you get a chance. Now, I will still be talking to Kalvin on stream as planned and everything, and that'll be all good, right? That's still on the docket. That is still on the list of to-do things, okay? But me and Riley Grace had a very pleasant conversation with Kalvin Gara, in which I thought we made some pretty good progress in regards to trying to maybe influence Kalvin not to be so true scummy. And that's what happened. We had a good conversation. But apparently just today, Kalvin uploaded a video. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We'll watch some of it, okay? I want to be very clear. I don't want this to come off as some backstabby weird shit, because me and Kalvin are on somewhat amicable terms, despite the fact I heavily disagree with him on many things. Regardless, I do need to call this out, and we will be talking about this in our debate, which will be happening soon, hopefully. But he uploaded a video just today. Milo Stewart, trans icon, has returned with Blaire White. Milo Stewart is a really cool person. From what I've talked to them a few times, they seem like a very nice person, very cool, very chill. But unfortunately, sadly, they have been the victim of a unbelievable amount of harassment, because Milo Stewart has been around for a long time. They've been putting out videos for years. And despite being a relatively small channel in the grand scheme of things, go ahead and look at those like to dislike ratios there. Look at those percentages. 9% likes, 8% likes, 23% likes, 19, 13, 16, 12. Milo was someone who was around making videos about gender, being trans, being progressive, all those things, back in like 2016 and 2015, during the peak of anti-SJW YouTube. That takes a lot of bravery. They were unbelievably subjected to an unbelievable amount of harassment. And recently, Milo came back to the internet more prominently to upload a bit more videos, and they talked about how they got like top surgery to reaffirm their gender and affirm their gender, all those things. Really cool, really happy for them. That's great. What are Milo's pronouns? Probably the ones I've been saying this entire video. They, them. Regardless. So I'm disappointed to see Kalvin and Blaire here doing a 20-minute video bullying Milo Stewart. Why bully Milo Stewart? I mean, it's not even trendy to shit on these YouTubers anymore. Like, this is just excessive at this point. But like, really, it's actually like really embarrassing, if I'm to be completely honest here. And I'll tell this to Kalvin's face when I talk to him. This is really embarrassing. This comes off so weird to me. Like, I can get if somebody is like really, really keen to continuously make videos and respond to someone like Onision or insert any political or any problematic online figure, right? Like, I can understand that because they have a large audience and they cause like a demonstrable harm to the online space, but Milo Stewart's not hurting anybody. They aren't doing anything wrong. They're a young, relatively small YouTuber making content about gender and sexuality. And you have two YouTubers who comparatively in size fucking dwarf their channel responding to them. Blaire's at almost 1 million subs. She's going to beat Contra to 1 million. Oh, we have Milo Stewart in chat right now. Hey, Milo. Hi, I had the stream up in the background of what I was doing and then realized you were talking about me. Yeah, I'm white knighting for you a little bit. Welcome to the chat. It's good to have you here. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a role in a second, like the notable role. Regardless, though, now we have Blaire White, and who is at nearly 1 million subs and will probably beat Contra to 1 million, and Kalvin, who is also pretty big, making a video about them, which is pretty weird, but okay. Let's watch. I'll speed it up a little bit, and we'll get an idea as to what this is all about. Jesus.
What's up, you guys? Kalvin here, and welcome back to my channel. Where today I'm here with Blaire White. I forgot my name. The most transphobic person on the internet. Predator hunter, transphobe, Chris Transon. Essentially one of my favorite people on the internet here, Blaire White. And today we're going to be.
Wait, wouldn't the nickname Chris Transon, because it's like she's the trans Chris Hansen because she's like gone after sexual predators on YouTube? Isn't that like an insult now? Wait, that does not hold up very well, because isn't like Chris Hansen like hated now? Didn't he do some really scummy shit? Oh, Contra had a big boost? Okay, that's fine. Wait, isn't Chris Hansen like a shitter now? Like we don't like him anymore? That didn't age well.
Doing something that we get asked to do all the time, which is react to trans cringe on TikTok. I've said this before, and we said this on her channel, but trans TikTok is just the worst thing in the world.
It makes me wish I was not trans.
We literally said this. Yeah, first of all, I love
Listen, I'm not trans or anything. I'm very cis. I'm very happy with my assigned gender at birth and my genitalia and what have you. Is it not maybe a little transphobic to say cringy TikToks make you wish you weren't trans? That seems like a bit of a yikesy take.
how white I am compared to you. Like, look how good you look in the camera from being tan, and I literally am just so pale.
I look like a botched spray tan plastic surgery disaster, but I kind of like that aesthetic.
But like, that's like an aesthetic.
I kind of like that.
I kind of like that for you, you know?
But I'm not like rainbow.
Okay.
You're not ready for this. I don't think
I am ready for this. I'm never ready for these things.
No, I don't think you're ready. I hope you recognize the person.
Oh my god, is my dad returning from bed? Oh my god!
Miley Stewart is back.
Video title?
Miley Stewart has returned.
To do what?
Hey Milo, I hope you're still in chat because I honestly envy you to a certain degree by the fact that you live rent-free in their heads, ironically enough. It's actually kind of funny because you don't really like have any demonstrable harm that you do to their life by existing and making like your wholesome videos like for educational purposes on YouTube, and yet they're like mauling over you quite a bit. Like imagine like you are just living rent-free in their heads. It's gotta be nice.
What? To be a TikToker.
Oh my god.
So we have a couple TikToks here. We're gonna react to Milo, and then we'll just react to like some other people on here too. But Milo, let's do the first one. What I wear as a cartoon kid. Fighting enemies.
Me.
Fighting enemies.
Fighting Blaire White.
Fighting Jessica Yaniv. Fighting Onision.
It's just this isn't even a trans TikTok. You guys know this isn't even like a trans. They just happen to be trans. and did like a normal like TikTok meme. It's not even it ain't even that deep though. It ain't even that deep.
School, look at that.
That's low-key a cute outfit. I would wear that.
But,
That's probably why
but,
mine.
yeah.
I saw a pretty funny clip of this on YouTube earlier, or not on YouTube, on Twitter earlier. That was them realizing Milo got top surgery, and their reaction being like, "Oh wait, I didn't have sound on it, but I thought it was pretty funny from what I was able to see." So I'm excited for us to get to that.
This is my first TikTok. #NB, #trans. Very bold of you to keep the comments on.
Wait, so Milo, like...
Milo's back. Like, we don't know where they were for a while there, and they're back. I just remember when Milo said that they were asexual.
Hey, did anyone catch that? Did anyone catch that?
Trans. Very bold of you to keep the comments on.
Wait, so Milo, like...
Milo's back. Like, we don't know where they were for a while there, and they're back. I just remember when Milo said...
If I accidentally listen, I've done it before. Listen, I've done it. I've been doing a stream, and yeah, that was gorillas in the background. That was pretty good. I've accidentally spit while talking before on stream, and I've considered deleting the entire VOD. I've done that. I have considered just privating and deleting the entire VOD anytime I accidentally maybe spit a little bit and it's visible to the camera while I'm speaking. I've done it. I've done that before. It's been a consideration.
They were asexual, but then they called like losing their virginity like a sexual awakening or like sexual sexual debut.
Once you get the peen, you just get dignitized.
Huh?
I have a question.
Maybe I'm a humorless fuck. Please, in the comments, call me a humorless fuck if that is the case. I don't really get the... I don't get the joke. Like, what are they laughing at? There's nothing... These aren't even... Like, so far, none of this has even been relevant to them being trans as well. We gotta talk to Kalvin, okay? We're talking to Kalvin. It's happening.
My question is, okay, so I really try hard to not judge people
for their romantic.
I really try not to. But like, why is it that these people that exist more so on this side of things, like think
They
of
all wanna be
the
polyamorous.
opposite of me and Kalvin and I. Like
The opposite.
they all tend to identify with every single obscure identity they can find. You know what I mean? Like, what are the odds that
I don't know.
you're like non-binary and a communist
And
and a polygamist? Like, I could see one of...
Perhaps it's because if you understand that things such as gender and relationships are socially constructed, you realize the malleability and flexibility of said social constructs. So if you understand that gender is socially constructed, and you don't need to be sort of crammed into the box of man or woman, maybe then you realize things like, oh, if I'm more comfortable, I can be non-binary. I can decide how I want to express my identity. Or I don't really care that much about monogamy. I don't really care for that particular socially constructed format for a relationship. I like having multiple partners that are all consensually into whatever, blah, blah, blah. You guys, disclaimer, all that shit. It's because if you realize, if you're somewhat enlightened on the reality of these particular social constructs, you are more likely to not fit into the hard set binary that society has set forth. Or that general contemporary society has, I should say.
One of those things, baby. Like, I'm one of those things, but a lot of other things. But like, I just don't get it. It just seems...
It's just silly.
I know,
like,
it's so silly. And I will say shout out to Milo in the sense
Shout
that,
out to Milo.
Shout out to Milo.
Yo, shout out to Milo. Yo, you've made a lot of people a lot of money on this website.
Including you doing this.
Sorry, I didn't show the screen. It's okay. That's... Actually, no, you might want to see this. You might... Okay, I'll show it. You guys do want to see this clip. God. I don't really know what I have to say about this particular segment here. I'm just gonna have to keep it in mind for when I discuss things with Kalvin Gara, because when I talked to Kalvin very briefly, albeit like it was out of nowhere too. I just ended the stream and I saw Riley Grace was talking to him, and that was also out of nowhere, so I just kind of joined. We only really got to talk about the like concepts behind gender and like the theory behind gender and being transgender, the definitions, so on. I never really got to get into the impacts that Kalvin's behavior have had on the spaces in which he inhabits, particularly in regards to political discussion. So it's pretty interesting to see him say that Milo Stewart has made a lot of people money by the sake of existing and triggering so many conservative YouTubers that they just had to make videos about them and grift. It's somewhat of an admission to a little bit of a grift. Well, to be fair, a grift is when you say something you don't actually believe. Wait, what's Lilith saying? Why are we weird champing Lilith? What did Lilith say? Blaire and Kalvin should have been in the 40%. Okay, listen, that's Lilith. That's a yikes-tiny right there. I'm sorry, but I can't. Listen, Lilith, you made a 41% joke in my chat. Even if you are trans, that's gonna be a 1 hour ban. Okay, I know you thought it was funny and you didn't mean it in a transphobic way, but that is we'll do a 1 hour. I'm sorry. I love you, my friend. I love you, but that was a yikes-tiny right there. You'll be able to come back in 1 hour, okay? Just in timeout, okay? That was a real yikes. Not expect a joke like that in my chat. Not from my fans. Please do better next time. Anyway, let's continue.
But shouts to Milo, because I do respect anyone who receives like the amount of hate Milo has received over the years and like is still around, because like you and I get hate and we're around.
Barely.
You know what I'm saying?
So for one, the blinding amount of irony in saying, good on you for still being around after the amount of harassment and hate you've received, while sending them harassment and hate, like actively as they're doing it. And then on top of that, to insist that the type of hate and harassment Milo Stewart receives is equivalent to the kind that Kalvin Gara and Blaire White receive is really, really funny. Now, don't get me wrong, I have said in the past, and I do agree with this, having a massive audience doesn't automatically give you a thick skin against hate, abuse, things like that. But it is important to keep in mind that having a large support structure does help you insulate yourself from harassment and hate, right? Like me at my so for example, me when I was at 10K subs was a lot more vulnerable to hate and you know, harassment and whatnot than I am now. I'm much more insulated from it. I'm able to just sort of turn my brain off from it. I'm a much better state. I have a much larger audience. I have way more support. That helps me sort of ignore harassment and whatnot. Milo probably doesn't have that same privilege.
I'm barely around.
I mean, I'm dead inside, but I'm physically still here filming for the masses, for the girls.
Yeah, for the girlies.
I do it for the girls. But you know, shouts to Milo. That's with NBs. What's an NB?
NB is a non-binary. It's like short for non-binary.
How is that short? That's like
name.
God, Blaire doesn't even know what NB is. My thing is also that a bigger majority of my audience is people who come to hate than in Blaire and Kalvin's audience. Yeah, that's the thing though, right? That's the proportions of size. But hey, listen, Milo, you're welcome here in my community. You'll find nothing but love and support here. I think we've probably seen enough of the video that we're watching here. That's probably more of enough to see, more than enough that we need to see. But I do want to talk about this. Isn't it kind of fucking weird that that these particular trans figures that seem to project this odd you know, I'm one of the good trans people, or I'm not okay with these trans trenders who are making trans people look bad. How they seem to have like an almost obsessive fixation on people like Milo Stewart, and Riley Dennis got a lot of this back in the day too. You guys remember Riley Dennis? I don't know if they make content anymore on YouTube. I don't really. Yeah, Riley Dennis. Holy shit, Riley J. Dennis has a lot of subs. Oh yeah, they do make videos. I don't know what their pronouns are. I think they, them, maybe. I don't know. We'll do they, them, unless someone knows. Yeah, they made a lot of videos back in the day that were around gender and sexuality and whatnot. She, her? Okay, thank you. She made a lot of videos back in the day that were about all of these things. And oh wait, I'm not showing my screen. There we go. Made a lot of videos about these things back in the day and got a ton of hate and harassment for it, and is still around. So hey, you guys are braver than the troops. I am truly excited to talk to Kalvin Gar about this, though. For real, I really am excited to have this discussion with him, because it's pretty undeniable, I think, if he's like held to task in an actual debate, it's going to be hard for him to deny that what he's done here with Blaire White is really fucked up. It's really, really weird. It's kind of embarrassing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to go in good faith with Kalvin Gar. I'm going to try to change his mind, obviously, but it's kind of fucking weird. It's really kind of fucking weird.